In this toolbar, we find some standard functions. The New Scene button creates a scene, as we saw in the introductory tutorial. Every scene is part of a project. We can see how projects are stored in the G drive in Windows Explorer. The same file structure is created for each new project or scene. Now let's create a new project called Training. The Training folder is created in the Projects folder. This will contain all scenes related to this project. Let's select an empty template to create a scene without any predefined objects. Now let's add primitive objects to the scene, which we will use in the next section of the tutorial. The Save button saves the current scene. If your scene hasn't been saved yet, you are asked to assign it a name. We can save our scene in the Training project, or any other project we see in the projects list. By saving the scene, we create a folder with the scene name and a preview thumbnail. This button opens the scene browser and enables us to open an existing scene. These are the Undo and Redo buttons. We can see previous or subsequent actions by clicking the arrows next to the buttons. This is the Cut button. It cuts the selected object. We can then paste the object using Paste. Copy copies the current object, which can then be pasted back into the scene. Paste pastes a cut or copied object into the current layer. Delete removes the current object. Next is the Find tool. We can search for a specific object in our scene by its name. Let's look for an object called Sphere by entering its name in the search field. You can also use these functions with multiple objects, groups, or layers. In large scenes, it is important to give objects clear names, so that you, or another designer can find them easily. The next button controls on-air mode. By clicking this button, the preview window will switch to a full-frame, floating display. Next is the View Alpha button. With Alpha enabled, we can see the Alpha channel. All white objects will be on top of the composited picture. The black areas will show the video feed underneath. In order to change an object's alpha properties, we need to change the Draw In key option in the Object tab. For example, when the selected sphere is black, it will be set as a background. When it is white, it will be in the foreground, so it will be on top of the video layer. This is the Active Object field, which displays the name of the selected object. This button hides the selected object. It's the same as clicking on the eye in the object tree. The last buttons are for locking objects. By clicking Lock, we prevent the object from being changed accidentally. Now, let's click Unlock to unlock the object. Next row of buttons will be covered in the following tutorial.